Tom Thibodeau is set to make history in the near future. According to an NBA insider, he states that Tom Thibodeau is a lock to make at least $10 million a year with his new contract with the Knicks. We're going to break down these latest reports and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. Tom Thibodeau, a lock to receive $10+ million with the New York Knicks. This would be a historic contract. Let's put this in perspective. The most paid coach in Knicks history is Larry Brown, $60 million over 5 years. That's around $12 million per year. Tom Thibodeau, if he receives at least $10 million, would make him number 2. That's historic. But the report states at least $10 million. What if he receives $13 million? Then he would be the most paid Knicks coach in franchise history. And that absolutely can happen. Given what Tom Thibodeau has meant to this franchise, what he's done, how he's turned around the Knicks, and given them an identity, it's absolutely certain. $10 million at the very least is what he's going to be getting. Let's take a look at the following reports here. Shout out to New York Basketball on the app X for giving us the following information. According to NBA insider Mark Stein, he states the following. There was a strong expectation at Summer League that a contract extension for Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau will be announced in the near future. Has been regarded for a few weeks as a lock to receive a new deal that pays at least $10 million annually. If he gets a contract like that, he would be one of the highest paid coaches in the entire NBA. Talk about historic. I can say with almost absolute certainty that Tom Thibodeau, over his years with the Knicks, has been heavily criticized. I've criticized him at times. A lot of you watching this video have criticized him at times, either because of his rotations, not putting in the hot hand, burning his players out, burning his players into the ground, not having enough left when it comes to the playoffs. I'm sure we all heard all of it. But you know what doesn't get said enough? How Tom Thibodeau has changed the culture of New York. How he's helped this team, improved this franchise, made our defense nearly locked down. And now we have players on this team that complement his coaching style that can help get the best out of the Knicks. That's what we have going into next season. We have a coach that's motivated, a team that's motivated, and everybody in New York knowing that we were this close to the Eastern Conference Finals and our team was not even fully healthy. If we stay healthy going into the postseason, we are going to be legitimately one of the best teams in the playoffs and a team that a lot of other NBA insiders would probably pick to go all the way to the NBA Finals. We have the talent. We are coached very well. We have rookies that we are developing, and we're still not done yet making some moves that help this team get better. And Tom Thibodeau is a main part of that. Now, sometimes it does hurt you to have Thibodeau as your coach because if you have some rookies that you would like to see get a lot of time, if you know Tom Thibodeau, you know he's not going to play rookies heavily. He's going to look at other players that he trusts, players that have been on his team for a very long time, things like that. And of course, he'll look at veteran players as well. If those players are on the roster, he'll play those guys in favor of the rookies. Now, sometimes you can't really hate that. Sometimes the rookies aren't ready for the moment. But sometimes if he does that, he robs the rookies of any playing time and it really hurts their value. So you really have to weigh it based off of those two things. But I think overall, if you look at Tom Thibodeau, what he's done with this team, how he's helped us get to where we are right now, I think it's an automatic that he deserves the contract extension. In my opinion, 10 to 13 million is likely what he's going to get. Do not be surprised if his final number is between 12 and 13 million. Now, you might be saying, well, he hasn't won anything yet, Troy. That's true. But he's turned around the Knicks organization. Not by himself. He had a lot of help, especially from Leon, Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, a lot of different people. But Tom Thibodeau played a major part. He will never get enough credit, but credit is due for that man. He helped us be the team we are right now. we are headed into next season as a championship team, and he's the head coach of that team. Let's remember that. He deserves this extension. He deserves the contract, and he deserves to get paid. He deserves that money. We would not be the team we are today without head coach Tom Thibodeau. I absolutely believe that. Our defense would be nowhere near where it is right now if Thibodeau did not have control over it over the last few years. Now we're one of the best in the league. In terms of rebounding, we're one of the best in the league. Second chance opportunities, one of the best in the league. And now with the additions that we've made to the roster, we have one of the best rosters in the league. One of the best defensive wing duos in the league. And the coach to coach them, if it wasn't already perfect already, is Tom Thibodeau, who's going to get the best out of them, especially defensively. This was like it was written to happen this way. Nobody expected Thibodeau to last this long. Nobody expected Leon to last this long. Nobody expected Julius Randle to last this long. But look and behold where we are right now. The roster that we have, the people that we have in place, the power in the Knicks organization, the people who have power in the Knicks. It's changed a little bit, but they're starting to get a lot more respect, especially Leon Rose. Once, we were a laughingstock. The only time we were on ESPN was to be mocked. Now, we're being praised. When we're on ESPN now, we're getting praised by everybody, being called one of the best teams in the league, which we are. Can't blame them for saying it. Thanks, you finally joined the show, but it's a little bit too late, in my opinion, because we were one of those teams when Jalen Brunson was emerging his first year here with the Knicks. But nobody wanted to say anything. Nobody wanted to admit it. But a lot of us in New York, we saw what was happening. We saw everything coming together. We saw the coaching coming together. We saw Tom Thibodeau changing a little bit, adapting a little bit. And that's made all the difference. Because when you have a different team, you need to change. You need to adapt. We've seen that in Tom Thibodeau. The Thibs we have today would not be the same Thibs you saw in Chicago, not the same Thibs you saw in Minnesota. He's different. And in my opinion, that difference makes him better. And going back to Mark Stein's comment here, he stated, Tom Thibodeau will have that contract extension announced in the near future. For me, that tells me it's any day now. Any day now, it's going to be announced that Thibodeau has an extension with the Knicks, probably for a very long time, and he's going to pay him extremely well, like he deserves. He's been talked down to for so many years, been talked about for so many years, been hated on for so many years. It's time to praise him. Time to give him that respect. Time to give him that contract. And time to make history. Whether it's $10 million and he's the second most highest paid coach in Knicks history, or it's 13 plus million and he's the highest paid coach in Knicks history. Either way, he's worth it. Look at what we have right now. Look at what the Knicks did last season with all the injuries we were dealing with. The only way you do that is if you have a strong leader in the locker room, a strong head coach, somebody that tells you what the vision is, how to get there, no matter how many players you have left. And when you believe in that and you believe in what your coach is saying, you're going to get the best out of the team. That's what we saw. That's why Tom Thibodeau remains here, and that's why he deserves to stay. Not a lot of coaches could come to New York and do what that man has done. He's come to New York and done something that only a handful of people tried to do and failed, but he never stopped. He never quit, and he never gave up. Even when his job was on the line a couple of seasons ago, he never gave up, pushed forward, adjusted, and made this Knicks team better. He deserves to be here. He deserves the contract. He is going to get paid. The Knicks are going to be better because of it. And watch what happens. Watch how far we go next season and watch the championships. Heard what I said there? Watch the championships we bring to New York. We have a 4 to 5 year window. If we win a championship in year 1 or 2, that means we have 3 additional years to do it again and again and again. And we're going to be doing it under head coach Tom Thibodeau. But what about you guys? What do you think about the latest reports indicating that it's nearly a lock that Thibodeau is going to be paid at least $10 million annually with the Knicks, and that announcement is going to be made very soon? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below, and of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.